respected Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests, eminent speakers, faculty members, students, and dear participants. On behalf of the Center for Foreign Language, Center for European Studies, and the Department of English, Pondicherry University, in association with the Department of Slavonic and Finno-Ugrian Studies, University of Delhi, I, Nilanjana, PhD scholar from the Department of English, extend a warm welcome to all of you to this one-day international workshop on exploration in Indian-Hungarian experiences, cultural exchanges in literature, art, and music. The chief guests of the day are Dr. Kristina Langskog-Kovic, Dr. Margit Kovic, Dr. Gabor Langskog, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor P. Prakash Babu, respected Director of Culture and Cultural Relation, Professor P. Natarajan, Dean School of Humanities, Professor G. Vasanti, esteemed Head of the Department, Professor Binu Zakaria, Head of the Center for Foreign Language, Professor Lucky Maimili, Head of the European Studies, Professor Kamlaveni. I respectfully invite our esteemed dignitaries to come forward and participate in the auspicious lamp lighting, symbolizing the removal of darkness and ignorance through wisdom and encouragement.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Prakash Babu, esteemed Director, Culture and Cultural Relations, Professor P. Natarajan, respected Dean, School of Humanities, Professor G. Vasanti, esteemed dignitaries on and off the dais, honored guests, faculty members, scholars, students, and dear friends. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this one-day workshop on explorations on Indo-Hungarian experiences, cultural exchanges in literature, art, and music. We are delighted to have with us an eminent gathering of scholars, artists, researchers, and enthusiasts who share a commitment to fostering intercultural understanding through the humanities and the arts. In an increasingly interconnected world, meaningful cultural dialogue has become more important than ever. Nations may be separated by geography, language, and history, and yet they are often united by shared human experiences expressed through stories, artistic traditions, and musical forms. It is in this spirit that today's workshop seeks to explore the rich and fascinating cultural encounters between India and Hungary. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence today of Professor P. Prakash Babu, the Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, an eminent scholar and academic leader. Professor Prakash Babu has consistently championed excellence in higher education, research, and institutional development. Under his leadership, the university continues to strengthen its commitment to academic innovation, international engagement, and holistic learning. His presence at this workshop is a source of inspiration to all of us, and we consider it a great privilege to welcome him to this gathering dedicated to cultural dialogue and intellectual exchange. We are happy to welcome Professor P. Natarajan, Director of Culture and Cultural Relations at Pondicherry University. A distinguished academic, he has played a significant role in strengthening the university's cultural profile and fostering platforms that celebrate creativity, heritage, and cultural activities. We are delighted by his presence and grateful for his support of this important academic and cultural endeavor. We are also happy to welcome the Dean, School of Humanities, Professor G. Vasanti, who has always supported us in all our academic endeavors. We are especially honored to welcome three distinguished guests from Hungary whose presence greatly enriches this workshop. We heartily welcome Dr. Christina Langskor-Coxis, an eminent flutist whose artistic accomplishments and dedication to musical excellence have earned her wide recognition. Through her performances and engagements, she has contributed significantly to fostering intercultural appreciation through the universal language of music. We are equally privileged to welcome Professor Margit Koves, a distinguished scholar whose academic contributions have strengthened intellectual and cultural dialogues across national boundaries. Her work exemplifies the role of scholarship in building bridges between cultures and expanding our understanding of global literary and cultural traditions. We also extend a warm welcome to Gabor Landskor, an accomplished poet and writer whose creative works reflect the enduring power of literature to transcend geographical and linguistic borders. His presence reminds us of the vital role that literary imagination plays in fostering meaningful intercultural conversations. The presence of these eminent guests today is not merely a matter of participation. It is a celebration of friendship, cultural exchange, and the enduring dialogue between two rich civilizational traditions. I would also like to welcome and offer a special word of appreciation to Dr. Lakimai Mili and Dr. Kamalaveni, our organizing secretaries, whose leadership and tireless efforts have been central to the successful organization of this workshop. The relationship between India and Hungary extends beyond diplomatic ties and economic cooperation. It is also a story of intellectual curiosity, artistic engagement, and mutual cultural appreciation. Over the years, literature, art, and music have served as important bridges connecting the two nations, creating spaces for dialogue, understanding, and creative exchange. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the distinguished speakers and participants who have graciously accepted our invitation and contributed their time and expertise to this event. Your presence adds immense value to this academic and cultural endeavor. I would like to welcome all the scholars, students, and everybody who has taken earnest efforts in making this workshop a success. I also take this opportunity to thank the university administration, the organizing committee, whose dedication and hard work have made this workshop possible. As we gather here today, let us celebrate not only the cultural heritage of two great nations, but also the enduring power of literature, art, and music to transcend boundaries, foster understanding, and build lasting connections between people. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your warm welcome address. Now I invite Professor Lakimai Mili ma'am, the head of Center for Foreign Language, to kindly introduce and provide us with an overview of today's workshop.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu, sir, distinguished speakers, faculty members, dear students, and esteemed guests, good morning to you all. It is a great privilege to welcome to you on this one-day international workshop on explorations in Indian-Hungarian experiences, cultural exchanges in literature, art, and music. This workshop has been conceived as an interdisciplinary platform to explore the rich and diverse connections between India and Hungary through literature, visual arts, historical encounters, and musical traditions. Culture represents the collective memories of society. It carries the stories of people, their creativity, values, and ways of understanding the world. When cultures interact, they create new spaces of dialogue, learning, and mutual appreciation. The history of Indo-Hungarian interactions demonstrate how scholars, artists, travelers, and intellectuals have crossed geographical boundaries to discover and engage with each other's tradition. India and Hungary share a long and fascinating history of cultural and intellectual exchanges. Historically, many Hungarian scholars, Indologists felt a keen kinship with the East, particularly due to their interest in tracing the origins of Hungarian culture. Eminent scholars such as Sandor Korosi, who compiled the first Tibetan English dictionary, and Sir Arul Stein, whose contributions to Asian explorations and Sanskrit studies remain invaluable, played pioneering roles in strengthening intellectual connections between the two countries. Today, the Amrita Shergill Cultural Center in Budapest continues to promote contemporary Indian art, music, literature, and spirituality across Hungary. In recent decades, Budapest has emerged as a popular destination for Indian film productions, particularly Bollywood cinema, further strengthening cultural ties between the two nations. India has consistently maintained cordial relationship with Hungary. Economic relations date back to the Rupee Trade Agreement in 1949, and today many professionals, particularly in the information and communication technology sector, live and work in Hungary, contributing significantly to bilateral cooperations. We live in an increasingly interconnected and interdisciplinary world. India, with its rich multilingual and multicultural heritage, has always embraced diversity and encouraged dialogue among cultures. The ideologies of world literature remind us of our responsibility to appreciate, understand, and celebrate languages, literatures, and cultural tradition that enrich human civilization. This workshop is jointly organized by the Center for Foreign Languages and Center for European Studies, and also the Department of English. This vision also intertwines the work of the Center for Foreign Language at Pondicherry University. Established in 2009, the center reflects the university's commitment to promote global perspectives within its vibrant academic environment. The center plays a vital role in fostering cross-cultural understanding and international engagement among students and scholars. In an era of globalization, foreign language learning has become increasingly important for career opportunities in fields such as business, tourism, translations, international relations, science and technology. Situated between multicultural landscape of Puducherry, the center also benefits from and contribute to regions long understanding the tradition of linguistic and cultural diversity. The center is being revived after 5 years of hiatus due to COVID-19. At present, the center offers certificate courses in German, Japanese, French, and Arabic in alignment with the university's vision of holistic, inclusive, and globally oriented education. We have around 116 students learning French, German, and Japanese and Arabic at present. The significance of this workshop lies not only in the study of the past, but also creating new possibilities for future collaboration. Universities play a crucial role in nurturing such international dialogue. I firmly believe that the challenges facing our contemporary world, whether it is conflict, social divisions, environmental concerns, or global uncertainties, require collaborative solutions drawn from diverse disciplines and perspectives. Scholars, artists, educators, doctors, lawyers, and policymakers all have a role to play in shaping a more peaceful and inclusive future. Understanding the cultures and literatures of the world enable us to appreciate shared human values while respecting cultural differences. Before I conclude, I would like to acknowledge with sincere gratitude the unwavering support and encouragement from the university administration, my colleagues, friends, and well-wishers. Their guidance and cooperations have been instrumental in making this event possible. With gratitude, I would like to acknowledge the magnanimous act of goodness shown by our Honorable Vice Chancellor for waiving the fees for the students for the certificate course. He was newly appointed at that time, not yet familiar with the departments, but when we submitted a request, reducing the fees for the certificate course, he was all willing to do so. So the students could, in good number, join the Center for Foreign Languages. So we had an registration number of 150, of which we could admit only 116 due to some logistical constraint. Many a times, friends and well-wishers play important role in creating possibilities where it seems impossible, and I must confess that I have consciously or unconsciously seen the power of the biblical lines, ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. I did not feel shy in knocking the door of my friends to support in organizing this workshop today. In return, I can only express my heartfelt gratitude by acknowledging their encouragement and support and sponsoring for the tea and snack and the lunch. So I promise my friends, those who have contributed, that I could put up their pictures on the slide. So to begin with, we have our Vice Chancellor. I have already informed that he has waived the fees from 20,000 to just 5,000, and because of which there are a lot of demands for the students for this course, and it all goes to the sir and his goodness. And I could acknowledge also the contribution of my friends across other universities from other states. Professor Boarina Tok, head of the Department of Education, Rajiv Gandhi University, for her contribution. Next, I could acknowledge Srimati Ranjumani Pegu, legal officer and judicial magistrate, working in Kolyabor, Assam, who has agreed to contribute for this organizing this workshop. Next, I could acknowledge Major Satisha D, my part-time scholar, who is serving in the Indian Army at the border, for all his support. Next, I could acknowledge Dr. Putula Sujata, who has been a friend of mine for the last 20 years here since we joined here, and directly or indirectly always been a part of my program. Next, I could acknowledge my friends from Hollywood Palm Beach, of which only one is sitting here today. Rest of them are all busy, but they are Priya, businesswoman, Julie Asok, student counselor. She's sitting right there in the second row. And she also, after the age of 65, joined distance education for her major in English. And she's still serving at PIMS as student counselor. And of course, Jainab, the one in the yellow dress, she is an entrepreneur. All these friends have come to support me. And next is Beulah Mariam, who is an expert in coal, porcelain art. During Christmas time, she always get a lot of orders for selling these artistic presentations. And she has also agreed to support me, and I thank them all. Next on the line is Dr. Rukmini Pertin, Assistant Professor at Jawaharlal Nehru College, Pasigat, Arunachal Pradesh, for her support. Next in line is, of course, our head of the department, Professor Vinu Jakaria. Though he is also part of the organizing committee, organizer, I have to acknowledge because for the first semester, I have to borrow his classroom. Thank you, sir. In front of BC, I am acknowledging that, you have helped me out by lending your classroom for the Center for Foreign Languages. Next, of course, Professor Nalini J. Thambi, for her valuable academic suggestions. She is sitting there, right there in the front, for helping me with, finding the syllabus, and also for the right guest faculty for teaching the courses in foreign languages. Being a novice in heading a center, it could have been very difficult for me without her sound guidance. All their support and encouragement have kept our spirit high in spite of many setbacks. With this note, I wish all the participants a very fruitful academic discussions and a deeper appreciation of shared cultural connection between India and Hungary. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your engaging engagement. Now we come forward to the presidential address. I am honored to have with us the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Professor P. Prakash Babu. I now respectfully call Sir to the dais for the presidential address.
Very good morning, all of you. Colleagues sitting on the dais, Professor Binu Jakriyas, Head of the Department, Director Culture, Professor Natarajan, Dean, Professor Vasanthi, organizers, Dr. Nakimili and Dr. Kamalvedi, and the distinguished guests from Hungary, Dr. Gabor, Dr. Margit, Dr. Christine, okay. Yeah, Christina. So, and other visitors here, and my colleagues sitting off the dais, heads and deans, students and other invitees. It's my great pleasure to be here on this occasion. I congratulate the organizers, Dr. Lakimili and Dr. Kamalaveni, for their unwavering efforts in bringing this meeting into reality. So Dr. Lakimili is the one who is moving around each and every, as she rightly said, she knocked all the doors without any hesitation, and finally she could organize this meeting. It's my pleasure to present here today to speak on the topic, the essence of this meeting, explorations in India, Hungarian experience, cultural exchange in literature, art and the music. At a time when the world is increasingly interconnected, cultural diplomacy has emerged as one of the most effective ways of fostering the mutual understanding among the nations. While political and economic relations may shape the international partnerships, but it is culture that touches the hearts, builds the trust, and creates the long-lasting friendship. India and Hungary, though separated by thousands of kilometers, but share a rich tradition of intellectual inclusivity, artistic excellence, and cultural diversity. The relationship between our two nations is not merely on the diplomatic, it is deeply rooted in the mutual appreciation of the knowledge, creativity, and the human values. Today, I would like to reflect on the remarkable exchanges between India and Hungary in the fields of literature, art, and music, and the lessons they offer us in building a more inclusive and cultural enriching in the world. Literature is as Professor Bunir Jakriyas rightly indicated in the welcoming address, it's a bridge between the civilizations. Literature always served as a bridge connecting the different civilizations. Through the books, poetry, and stories, societies discover each other's dreams, struggles, philosophies, and the aspirations of the people. One of the most fascinating aspects of Indian-Hungary cultural relations is the intellectual curiosity that Hungarians have shown towards the Indian thought and the literature. The great Indian poet and the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore occupies a special place in Hungarian cultural memory. During his visit to Hungary in 1926, he stayed at the famous spa town of Balaton Fiery Red. The tree he planted there continues to stand today as a living symbol of Indo-Hungarian friendship. Tagore's works were translated into Hungarian, introducing the generations of Hungarian readers to Indian philosophy, spirituality, and humanism. His universal message of peace, harmony, and respect for humanity resonated deeply with the Hungarian intellect. Similarly, Hungarian scholars have made valuable contributions to the study of Indian languages, history, and culture. Their efforts have enriched the Indology and strengthened academic ties between our nations. Literary exchanges remind us that while languages may differ, human emotions remain universal. Love, hope, courage, compassion, and the search for meaning unite people across the countries. As universities and centers of learning, we have a responsibility to encourage translational projects, literary festivals, collaborative research, and student exchanges that allow young minds to engage with global literary traditions. Art as a universal language, art speaks where words often fails. Whether it is painting, sculpture, folk craft, or contemporary installation, art reflects the soul of the civilization. India and Hungary both possess rich artistic traditions shaped by centuries of history, diversity, and the creativity. Indian art reflects a remarkable synthesis of spirituality, symbolism, and aesthetic expression. From the murals of Ajanta to contemporary visual arts, creativity has always been central to the Indian civilization. Hungary, likewise, has contributed significantly to European artistic traditions through its painters, architects, designers, and folk artists. Hungarian folk art, known for its vibrant colors, intricate embroidery, and decorative motifs, bears a testimony to a strong cultural identity that has been preserved throughout the generations. What is remarkable is that artists from both the countries have found inspiration in each other's traditions. Art exhibitions, cultural festivals, and academic collaborations have enabled Indian and Hungarian artists to engage a meaningful dialogue. Such interactions enrich the creativity and encourage artists to look beyond the national boundaries while remaining rooted in their own traditions. In an era dominated by technology and rapid change in art, reminds us of the importance of imagination, empathy, and the human connections. Universities can play a vital role in promoting the intellectual artistic collaborations through exhibitions, artistic residencies, workshops, and the cultural exchanges. The other part of the symposium or the workshop is the music, the melody of the friendship. If literature is the voice of culture and art its visual expression, then the music is its heartbeat. Music possesses a unique ability to transcend the language, religion, and nationality. A melody can move us even when we do not understand the words. India's musical heritage, whether the classical, folk, devotional, or contemporary, is among the richest in the world. The traditions of Hindustani and Carnatic music continue to inspire the audience globally. Hungary too has distinguished musical traditions. Hungarian folk music, characterized by the rich rhythms and emotional depth, has influenced the classical composers and continues to be celebrated worldwide. The renowned Hungarian composer and ethnomusicalist Zoltán Kodály emphasizes the importance of the preserving folk traditions while promoting the music education. His traditional philosophy continues to influence music pedagogy around the world. There are striking similarities between Indian and Hungarian musical traditions. Both values the preservation of the folk heritage. Both recognizes the musical means of the cultural continuity and the social cohesion. Music festivals, collaborative performances, and academic exchanges have created opportunities for musicians from both countries to learn from one another. When Indian ragas meet the Hungarian folk melodies, we witness not a clash of culture but a harmonious dialogue that enriches both the traditions. Cultural exchange in the contemporary world. Today, the cultural exchange are no longer confined to physical travel. Digital technology allows artists, writers, musicians, and students to collaborate across the borders. Virtual exhibitions, online concerts, digital archives, and international academic networks are opening new avenues for the engagement. At the same time, globalization possesses its challenges. Cultural homogenization can sometimes threaten local traditions and indigenous knowledge systems. Therefore, our objective should not merely be cultural consumption but cultural dialogue, one that respects the diversity while celebrating the common humanity. India and Hungary offers a compelling example of how nations can learn from one another while preserving their unique heritage. The role of universities. As a Vice Chancellor, I strongly believe that universities have a special responsibility in promoting the intellectual understanding. Higher education institutions are not merely the center of professional training, they are space where the global citizenship is cultivated. We must encourage the student and faculty exchange programs, joint research projects in humanities and cultural studies, translational and publication initiatives, collaborative art exhibitions and music festivals, interdisciplinary studies on cultural heritage and the diplomacy. Such initiatives help the students develop broader perspectives and prepare them to become responsible global citizens. In a world often divided by differences, education must become a force of unity. In my conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the story of India and Hungary demonstrates that genuine friendship between the nations is built not only through treaties and trade, but through the shared cultural experiences. Literature teaches us to understand one another. Art enables us to appreciate one another. Music allows us to feel connected to one another. Together, they create a powerful foundation of mutual respect, dialogue, and peace. As we celebrate the rich cultural exchange between India and Hungary, let us reaffirm our commitment to fostering the creativity, scholarship, and the intellectual understanding. May the bridges built through literature, art, and music continues to grow stronger, inspiring future generations to embrace diversity and work together for a more harmonious world. I conclude with the timeless thought of the Rabindranath Tagore. The highest education is that which does not merely gives us information but makes our lives in harmony with the existence. May our cultural engagement continues to promote such a harmony across the nations and the civilizations. So thank you one and all for the opportunity, and I wish you the best of luck for the initiation of this program, and I wish the best of luck, and I welcome once again the visitors to this place, and I wish you all to come back again and to have a cultural tie-up, a cultural and academic tie-up with this university, so furthermore. So thank you one and all.
Lovely presidential address. Now we have come forward to the felicitation of the guests. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to kindly come forward for felicitating our guest, Dr. Margit Kovish. I call upon the dais Professor P. Natarajan, Director of Culture and Cultural Relations, Pondicherry University, for the felicitation address.
Most revered Vice Chancellor of this great institution, Professor Prakash Babuji, and the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, my dear colleagues, research scholars and student friends. Good morning, one and all. So it gives me a great pleasure to take part in this wonderful occasion of renewing the relationship between India and Hungary. So it's not a new route or new way or new initiative. It is one of the traditional association with Hungarians, and the Indo-Hungarian relationship is really long-lasting, and it has to long-last. So this program is like a kind of a stimulative initiative to strengthen the collaboration in to a greater extent, and thereby the India and Hungary collaboration will work out a lot in bringing big transformation in the both countries, India as well as Hungary. There is a saying, proverb in English, birds of a feather flock together. So in that way, India has rightly associated with Hungary through very many initiatives. It all because of the understanding of the culture mutually. So really the culture of a country tells about its value system, its a guiding belief, and they define the society's unique identity. So both of us understand each other, and that's why we are respecting each other's culture, values, belief system and everything. So that association has to continue. Though the collaborations are taking place more than 100 years. Now there is a little dent again after the advent of Corona and all. So it is universities like us how to take a lot of initiative to strengthen the collaboration. Thereby, definitely Indo-Hungarian relationship will continue to grow. Friends, I am telling why it is not new, because already we have entered more than 3 dozen collaborations. 3 dozen collaboration at the national level with Hungary. So that is why it is not a new initiative. And since the conference theme is exploration of the Indo-Hungarian collaborations, so definitely we will be getting plenty of opportunities just by looking into the various collaborations already taken up and how far it functions and what are the lacunas in that, how it can be overcome. Our Vice Chancellor has elaborately mentioned the various areas of collaborations and how to strengthen it. Now the whole world is getting into big transformation, especially in the field of technology. So there also we can get into. And again, this program is mainly meant for the particular area, art and culture mainly. So the great pathways are really visible, arts and visual expressions, deep roots in Indology, and then cultural exchange in practice, and then the travel and tourism. So in very many areas, the collaboration will help a lot. Not only the academic collaborations, even industry collaboration, economic cooperation, European Union economic cooperation is being strengthened. And in that way, when we are giving an idea to the students, then definitely it will work out. So to get a quick understanding of it, how we can penetrate into it deeper. So for that, just I would like to tell you a small tip. We have rich culture. India is having a rich cultural heritage. So the culture based on the geographical area, we can classify them into seven pillars, 7 culture of India: North India, South India, East India, West India, Northeast India, Central India, and Island India. Just when we are looking into India from the geographical dimensions, we will be able to, next step, we will be able to get into the social life of the people, language, then art and culture, and thereby we will be able to take up a lot of initiative in strengthening our bondage. And thereby the nexus between India and Hungary will really benefit mutually, and thereby we will grow together. So cross-cultural relations, how to be strengthened, for which Pondicherry University is again one of the potential university which can take up a lot many initiative to strengthen the relationship. Because here we are admitting students from all states, across the states, and again there is a pan-India programs are going on. And that's why all our Hungarian friends sitting here, you can promote you can identify the Pondicherry University in getting into collaboration on very many fields. And again, from the academic program, we are having arts, science, culture, technology, engineering. Our university is a multifaceted university, multidisciplinary university, and there is very many opportunities to take up collaborations. So our friends have to carry forward this message and see that whatever be the possibilities, we'll be able to work together. And beyond that, the Indian Council of Cultural Relations, ICCR, India, under the Ministry of Culture, they are also very particular in promoting the relationship with abroad, overseas countries, especially the Hungarian tour. So that's why I'm able to get into nearly 36 collaborations so far made. And that how far those collaborations are working out, that we have to understand first. And if at all there is a lagging, then we can think of regenerating it, and thereby we could strengthen our bondage. And very many new initiatives can also be taken up on many novel areas wherein the Hungary and India is having a kind of similar understanding. There is a perfect consensus, I can say. Perfect consensus in terms of understanding the culture of both the countries. So from that perspective, when we look into, definitely lot many areas are there to explore. And so some of the areas, as I already mentioned, and again, this collaboration touches upon all the activities what is being taken up in the Pondicherry University, department-wise, school-wise, and based on the nature of the activity taken up in the university, both academic program, research activities, and the extension activities. In all these three areas, we will be able to enter into a lot of collaborative efforts. And thereby, the relationship will sustain, and it will be long-standing, and which in turn gives a lot of opportunities. And again, funding opportunities are also available, and the cultural exchange progression. So there, government has spent a huge amount of money once when you are able to get into bilateral agreements. And such a bilateral agreement can be initiated in a very effective way with the collaboration, with a strong support of our administration, especially our Honorable Vice Chancellor is really very proactive. And at this juncture, I request all the faculty members and research scholars to take up, identify the research issues from that perspective, and to take part in the intercultural activities, inter-country cultural collaborations, and thereby we will be able to exchange our knowledge, skills, and value system mutually, which in turn benefit a lot for both the country. So European Union is really a model country in terms of growth, and emulating them is not at all harm. So country like emerging economy like India, we have to emulate the people already developed in very many aspects, and thereby we will be able to identify the goodness of those countries and try to imbibe it here. So with which we will be able to withstand all the challenges and threats what is prevailing in the global arena. Thereby we will be able to survive. And above all, cultural heritage, maintaining the cultural heritage is very, very important. That gives a kind of unique identity for a country, whether it is Hungary or India. So we have to maintain our identity. That can be done only by means of preserving the cultural rich, robust cultural resources. And for which, again, we have to take up a lot of activities in a consistent manner. Otherwise, many of our rich cultural values will be forgotten by the present day generation. Again, for which a lot of diversions are there. Vice Chancellor has also pointed out in terms of the technological transformation, especially artificial intelligence and all, we are trying to depend more on technology. Many times technology, we are now started seeing the negative side of the technology also. I am not against the technology. Technology is needed. At the same time, we have to ensure that technology should not overcome us. So for which we have to ensure, we have to strengthen our human intelligence. Thereby, HI will be second to none. AI may be there, and through AI, it may not be possible to exhibit our things. We can document it and give, but when we look into the skill-related activities, it can be practiced by means of creating some visual expressions in a realistic way. Then only we will be able to impress the people and pass on our heritage to the next generation. So in that way, definitely this initiative of the three centers, Department of English and the Department of Foreign Language, Center for Foreign Language, and the Women's Studies, and almost all the departments can work together. Even the deans, the humanities are also sitting here. She is belonging to sports department. And again, the initiative tie-ups are there in the field of sports and education, physical education also. So thereby, I kind of, again, in the School of Management, being the person from School of Management, travel and tourism and other finance-related initiatives are also we can take it up. So this workshop, I am viewing this workshop really gives lot of explorations, which in turn gives in the form of, which in turn how to transfer in the form of a tangible, feasible and tangible proposal, and we have to capitalize it, and thereby in the long run, the relationship between India and Hungary will flourish like anything. So with these few words, really once again, I extend my hearty congratulations for all the 3 departments and our entire team who are working together for making this event a grand success. This is not a program of our university, this is a program of our country. So again, only very few universities are taking up initiatives like this, and especially many private universities and autonomous colleges are taking up. They are trying to capitalize it. But whereas public universities like us are very much lagging in taking up initiative, and that's why we are unable to ensure the sustenance of this collaboration. So at this juncture, what I would like to appeal to you, every one of you, is try to work together, and thereby we will be able to strengthen the collaboration in very many ways, and with which the cross-cultural relationship will be strengthened, and thereby we will be able to groom our people, our students, as a global citizen. As what our Vice Chancellor has said, we have to make them to be a global citizens, for which we have to make them to think globally and act globally, ready to act globally also. So thereby we will be able to work for ensuring the world peace also, for which again the UNESCO is working for bringing SDG. And SDG concept also very well pertinent or relevant to the relationship between India and Hungary. And with this, really this seminar will be an eye-opener to take up, to regenerate and take up further course of action to strengthen the relationship between the 2 countries. Thank you one and all for the efforts taken up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natrajan sir, for your uplifting felicitation address. A surprise performance has been arranged for the distinguished guests and the audience. A fusion dance performance by research scholar Anupriya from the Department of Art Science. A fusion dance that celebrates the rich cultural heritage of Indian classical dance. I request Anupriya on the stage.
తెల్లవారే వెలుగు వేగల పచ్చ పచ్చ పచ్చి మట్టి బొమ్మల తల్లి బిల్లి వెన్న పాల నురగల పచ్చ తెలుగు ఇంటి పూల కొమ్మల దేవదేవుడే పంపగ ఇలా దేవతే మా ఇంట అడుగే పెట్టెనంట బ్రహ్మ కళ్ళలో కాతులే మా అమ్మలా మా కోసం మళ్ళీ లాలి పాడేనంట తెల్లవారే వెలుగు వేగలా పచ్చి మట్టి బొమ్మలా
Thank you so much, Anupriya, for this beautiful dance performance. It was an absolute treat for the eyes. We have come to the end of the inaugural session. I invite Dr. Kamlavini to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Prakash Babu sir, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, faculty members, scholars, students, and dear participants. On behalf of Center for European Studies, Center for Foreign Language, Department of English, and Pondicherry University, it's my privilege to propose vote of thanks for the inaugural session of the one-day international workshop on explorations in Indian-Hungarian experiences, cultural exchanges in literature, art, and music. At the outset, I express our heartfelt gratitude to Professor P. Prakash Babu sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University, for the graciously presiding over this program and for his inspiring presidential address. His words have highlighted the importance of international academic collaborations and intercultural understanding. I extend our sincere thanks to Dr. P. Natarajan sir, Director of Culture and Cultural Relations, for his valuable felicitation address and for emphasizing the role of cultural diplomacy in strengthening global connections. I am deeply grateful to Dr. Binu Zakaria, Professor and Head Department of English, for delivering the welcome address and for supporting this collaborative academic initiative. My special thanks to Dr. Lakimai Milli, Professor and Head Center for Foreign Languages, for introducing the program and providing the intellectual context for today's workshop. And she has been working for past 10 days, running around pillar to post to make this program happen and to make this program a successful one.
We are honored by the presence of our distinguished international scholars and artists from Hungary, Dr. Gerber, Dr. Margaret, and Dr. Christina. We thank them for accepting our invitation and for sharing their expertise, experience, and artistic insights, which undoubtedly enrich this unique platform for Indo-Hungarian cultural dialogue. I also extend my sincere appreciation to our collaborators, the University of Delhi, and the Hungarian Visiting Lecturer Network, and all partnering institutions whose support has made this program possible. My thanks are due to the faculty members, research scholars, students, and participants who have joined us today and contributed to the success of these events through the enthusiastic presence. I would also like to acknowledge the efforts of organizing committee, administrative staff, technical team, student volunteers, and everyone who are working behind the scene and made this program a success. Their dedication and meticulous planning have ensured the smooth conduct of this workshop. As we begin today's academic and cultural journey, I am confident that these discussions, lectures, and performance will foster the meaningful exchange and open a new avenues for the scholarly collaboration between India and Hungary. Once again, I thank each one of you for your presence and support. Thank you all. Thank you once again.